So let us see the problem here. Discuss the convergence of the series or test the convergence of the series, examine the convergence of the series, or just find the nature of the series. Like that, they may ask different ways. And the question is here, it is having summation n is equal 1 to infinity cos n pi by n square plus 1. Cos n pi by n square plus 1. So this is the question they mentioned, and they asked to discuss the nature of the series or examine the convergence or divergence of the series. We are discussing here alternating series, and the given series must be consisting of alternatively positive and negative. But if you see that here, is there any infinite series they mentioned? Just they mention as cos n pi by n square plus 1. Is this alternating series or not? So how can you say that this is alternating series? Simply we can write cos n pi is equal. What is the formula for cos n pi? Minus 1 whole power n. So minus 1 whole power n is nothing but cos n pi. So this is the formula. Okay, sin n pi is 0 and cos n pi is nothing but minus 1 whole power n. It means, in another word, simply what we can say that, what is the question they mentioned here? Cos n summation n is equal 1 to infinity cos n pi by n square plus 1 is equal summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n by n square plus 1. So this is alternating series, and simply we can write the given series is an alternating series. The given series is an alternating series. The given series is an alternating series. And now, so what is the first condition? If it is alternating series, for saying that convergence or divergent, we are using Leibniz's test. So Leibniz's test is nothing but the first condition is un should be greater than un plus 1, or un minus un plus 1 is greater than 0, or un minus 1 minus un is equal less than 0. Like that also we can see that. Here it is, consider un is equal. So from the given series, we are taking un. So un is equal to what here? 1 by n square plus 1. 1 by n square plus 1. Obviously, this is positive series. Don't forget it. Un is a positive one, and the terms only consisting of alternative sign. So un greater than 0. And next, if you are, what about un plus 1? So un plus 1 is equal. Here it is having, just we can substitute in place of n as n plus 1. So n plus 1 whole square plus 1. And then, so clearly you can say that, or you can find this one. So clearly, simply you can write un is minus un plus 1 is greater than 0. If you want, you can calculate that one also, un greater than un plus 1. This is the first condition. And next, what is the second condition we are taking here? Limit n tends to infinity unm. So this is equal limit n tends to infinity. What about un here? Un is nothing but here it is having 1 by n square plus 1. So this is equal limit n tends to infinity. If you want take n as common 1, or simply you can substitute infinity also. So if you are taking n as common 1, n square, if you are taking that 1 plus 1 by n square. And if you substitute in place of n as infinity, we'll get it as 1 by infinity. So this is equal 0. So first condition satisfies, and second condition limit n tends to infinity un is equal to 0. So simply what we can write, by Leibniz's test. I already said you should mention clearly which test you are using. Based on which test you are deciding the nature of the given series. By Leibniz's test, the given alternating series is convergent. The given alternating series is convergent. That's it. Simply only two conditions you need to remember that. What are those two conditions? First condition is un should be greater than un plus 1, and second condition is limit n tends to infinity un is equal to 0. In some of the cases, first condition may satisfy, but second condition, it may not equal to 0. Then in that case, we'll say that the series is oscillatory. Okay. And now coming to second problem. Test for convergence of the series. Test for convergence of the series summation n is equal 2 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 by square root of n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. N into n plus 1 into n plus 2. So this is the given series. And is this alternating series or not? And one more thing, they never mention in the question either it is a positive series or alternating series. You need to identify the given question is alternating one or it consisting of only positive series. Okay. So here it is, if you observe that here it is having minus 1 whole power n minus 1 in by square root of n into n plus 1 into n plus 2m. So that is nothing but simply we can write the given series. The given series is summation n is equal 2 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 by square root of n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. So which is equal, so which is of the form summation n is equal 2 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 into un, where un is equal, what we can write here it is, where un is equal 1 by square root of n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. Un is equal to this one, and already we know that this is an alternating series. And now we need to apply Leibniz's test. For applying Leibniz's test, first condition is un greater than un plus 1. So for that un plus 1 is equal, simply what we can write, square root of, yeah, how we'll get this un plus 1, just by substituting in place of n as n plus 1. So I substituted in n as n plus 1, so n plus 1 plus 1, and next n plus 1 plus 2. So this is equal, simply what we'll get, 1 by square root of, this is nothing but n plus 1, the next n plus 2, and this is n plus 3m. Now, so since already we know that since n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 is always less than n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3. If you want, you can check that one just by taking any values. So here it is, this is applicable from n is equal to 2 onwards. If you substitute in place of n as 2, what will get, 2 into 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 into 3 6, 6 into 4m 24 we are getting if you are taking 2. And next here it is having 2 plus 1 3, 3 into 4 12, 12 into 5 60. So here it is, by taking n is equal to 2, what we got it, here it is having 24 and here it is having 60. Like that, not only 2, from n is equal to 2 onwards you can substitute any value, then this condition satisfies. And next square, taking square root on both sides. If you take square root this one, so square root of n into n plus 1 n plus 2 is less than square root of n plus 1 n plus 2 n plus 3 n plus 3. And next, taking reciprocal on both sides. So if you are taking reciprocal, obviously the sign will change. So that is less than become greater than, or greater than become less than. So n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 is greater than 1 by square root of n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3m. So this is nothing but what, 1 by square root of this one is nothing but simply we write un, and that is nothing but un plus 1. Un greater than un plus 1 for n greater than or equal to 2. So n greater than or equal to 2 onwards. And then, so simply we need to apply for Leibniz second condition. What is that second condition? Limit n tends to infinity unm. So limit n tends to infinity, un is nothing but here it is having 1 by square root of n into n plus 1 and n plus 2. Here it is having overall n only here in the denominator. If we substitute infinity, then we'll get 1 by infinity, which is equal to 0. So the first condition satisfies and second condition also satisfies. And then simply what we'll write? By Leibniz's test. By Leibniz's test, the given alternating series or summation -1 whole power n minus 1 into un is convergent, or simply we can write converges. Okay, so this is the way you need to find. For if it is an alternating series, you need to apply Leibniz's test. If they ask decide the nature or discuss the nature or just test for convergence of the series. Okay, so those are the two conditions you need to remember. First one is un should be greater than un plus 1, and second condition is limit n tends to infinity, un is equal to 0. Okay, next question. Next one, examine or decide the nature of the series 1 by 1 into 3 into 5. 1 into 3 into 5. And next minus 1 by 3 into 5 into 7. And next plus 1 by 5 into 7 into 9. Minus 1 by 7 into 9 into 11. Plus and so on. So this is the given series. If they give like this, simply you can easily identify that, right? Why? Because there it is, just by seeing the question only we can say that that is an alternating series, right? So why? Because here it is having alternatively plus and minus. So simply we can say that this is alternating series. Now our intention is to first write nth term, right? So for that, simply what we can write, the given series is an alternating series. And now sources of the form summation -1 whole power n minus 1 into un is equal summation -1 whole power n minus 1 into the numerator it is having same 1. And now coming to this, what we'll get? So if you see that first terms, what we have 1 3 5 7 so 1 3 5 7 and so on. Here it is, the first term is a is equal to 1, and what about the difference? Difference is 2. 3 minus 1 2, 5 minus 3 2, 7 minus 5 2. And now you can apply this is a plus n minus 1 into d. So this is nothing but 1 plus n minus 1 into 2, and then simply we'll get 1 plus 2n minus 2, that is we can write it as 2n minus 1. So here first one what we got it 2n minus 1. And in the same way next we can take 3 5 7, right? Second terms are there, it is having 3 5 7 and so on. So 3 5 7 9 and so on. Here it is also same thing, difference is same, a is equal to, but the first term is 3, a is equal to 3, d is equal to 2. Apply the same formula here, 3 plus n minus 1 into 2, that is nothing but simply what we can write 3 plus 2n minus 2. So simply we can write 2n plus 1. So here it is, we got it as 2n plus 1. And next, what about third one? 5 7 9 11 and so on. Here the first term a is equal to 5 and the difference is 2. Same, you can apply this formula. Here it is 5 plus n minus 1 into 2. This is 5 plus 2n minus 2, and simply we can write 2n, 5 minus 2 is 3. So it is nothing but we can write 2n plus 3. So this is -1 whole power n minus 1. Un is nothing but this one. So here it is having un is equal 1 by 2n minus 1, 2n plus 1 and 2n plus 3. Simply we can write here it is having un is equal 1 by 2n minus 1 into 2n plus 1 and 2n plus 3. 2n plus 3. and un plus 1 is equal. What we'll get? Un plus 1 is nothing but simply you may substitute in place of n as n plus 1m. Then what we'll get? 2n plus 2 minus 1, and this is 2n plus 2 plus 1, and next 2n plus 2 plus 3. It means simply we substitute in place of n as n plus 1m. 2 into n plus 1 is nothing but 2n plus 2. That's why we wrote directly there it is 2n plus 2. And what we'll get here it is having 2n plus 2 minus 1 is 1, and next 2n plus 3, and next 2n plus 3 plus 2 is nothing but 5. So this is un plus 1m. And same like that, simply we can write since 2n minus 1 and 2n plus 1 and 2n plus 3 is less than 2n plus 1, 2n plus 3 into 2n plus 5. And by taking reciprocal, we'll get it as 1 by 2n minus 1 is into 2n plus 1 into 2n plus 3 is, we are taking reciprocal means the sign will change, greater than 1 by 2n plus 1 and 2n plus 3 into 2n plus 5. 2n plus 5. So here it is, if you see that this is nothing but un and this is nothing but un plus 1 for n. For n belongs to capital N. So here it is, n is equal to 1 onwards we are taking for n. And next, what about second condition? Limit n tends to infinity un. Limit n tends to infinity un. So limit n tends to infinity un is nothing but, here it is having 1 by 2n minus 1, 2n plus 1 and 2n plus 3. So wherever you have n, just you can substitute infinity. Infinity into infinity into infinity. Anything is infinity only there it is. So 1 by infinity is nothing but 0. So therefore simply what we can write? By Leibniz's test. By Leibniz's test, the given alternating series is convergent. The given alternating series is convergent. That's it. The given alternating series is convergent. So examine the convergence of the series 1 minus 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 3 minus 1 by root 4 plus and so on. Plus and so on. Just by seeing the question, can you say that whether it is convergent or divergent? So keep it in mind. So very important this one. So the given series is an alternating series. The given series is an alternating series. Alternating series. And next, what we can choose un here. So here it is summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 into un is equal summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1. What we can choose un here? If you see that, can you write the given problem as 1 by root 1 or not? So here it is having, if you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on is nothing but what we'll get? N, right? So 1 by root n. Or if you don't know that, same like as previous problem pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So here the first term is a is equal to 1 and the difference is also 1. And we know the formula is, here it is having a plus 1 n minus 1 into d. So a is 1 and n minus 1 into 1. So here it is 1 plus n minus 1, 1, 1 both will cancel n. So this is the one. And clearly we can say that where un is equal. What about un here? 1 by root n plus root n. And next, what about un plus 1? So un plus 1 is equal 1 by root n plus 1. Root n plus 1. And since simply we can say that n less than n plus 1, obviously if you are taking n is equal to 1, 1 less than 2, n is equal to 2, 2 less than 3, n is equal to 3, 3 less than 4. And next, root n is less than root n plus 1. Root n plus 1. So if you are taking, suppose n is equal to 4, that is nothing but simply root 4 is less than root 5, right? Root 4 is nothing but 2 and root 5 is nothing but 2.3, like that. So that is obviously less than. And next, taking reciprocal on both sides, 1 by root n is greater than 1 by root n plus 1. So 1 by root n is nothing but what? unm. And next, this is nothing but un plus 1. So for n greater than or equal to 1, for n belongs to n. And now what about second condition? Limit n tends to infinity unm. Limit n tends to infinity un. So limit n tends to infinity. What about un here? 1 by root n. So 1 by root infinity or 1 by simply n, all those are equal to 0. So therefore, by Leibniz's test, by Leibniz's test, the given alternating series or summation 1 is any from 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 un is convergent. Like that, they can give number of problems. Just we can write the nth term and then checking these two conditions if it is alternating series. And next, let us see next problem. Here it is 1 by log 2 minus 1 by log 3 plus 1 by log 4 minus 1 by log 5 plus and so on. So this is the question. So as usual, simply we write the given series is an alternating series and then summation n is equal. Here it is, if you observe that 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So that is nothing but simply logarithmic function. Keep in mind always that is applicable from n is equal to infinity. Logarithmic function is an increasing function and this is applicable from n is equal to infinity. So simply we write summation n is equal to infinity 1 by log n. And of course, here it is having minus 1 whole power n minus 1. Okay. Minus 1 whole power n. We never get n minus 1. Why? Because n is equal to no. So minus 1 whole square is nothing but 1 by log 2 and minus 1 whole cube is nothing but minus 1 by log 3 plus 1 by log 4 and so on. So here it is where un is equal. Where un is equal 1 by log n. And next, obviously un plus 1 is equal log n plus 1. 1 by log n plus 1. This is next. Since un less than or clearly we can write this is nothing but un greater than un plus 1. un plus 1 for n greater than or equal to 2 ohm. This is important. Okay. N greater than or equal to 2, not from n equal to 1. Okay. And next, then simply we can write limit n tends to infinity un is equal limit n tends to infinity un is nothing but here it is having 1 by log n. And if you substitute, obviously log infinity is infinity, so 1 by infinity, obviously there is nothing but 0. By Leibniz's test, the given alternating series converges. Summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n un is convergent, or simply we can write converges. Okay, this is the one. And next problem. Test for convergence of the series x by 1 plus x minus x square by 1 plus x square plus x cube by 1 plus x cube minus and so on, and 0 less than x less than 1, 0 less than x less than 1, 0 less than x less than 1. So this is the one, x by 1 plus x minus x square by 1 plus x square plus x cube by 1 plus x cube and so on, 0 less than x less than 1. Is there any difference between previous problems till now what we solved and this problem? Only the difference is here it is having, till now what we solved there it is having specific one. So values they give, simply by seeing those values we can say that. But here it is having x sum. So for that they specifically mentioned x is lies between 0 and 1. Okay, so by taking between 0 and 1 we can check the first condition. Okay, so very important question. So let us see that the given series is an alternating series. Obviously it is having plus as well as minus. So for that the given series is an alternating series. The given series is an alternating series. Alternating series. Okay. And now first we need to write as usual summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n un is equal summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n unm. So here it is, if you observe that x power 1, 2, 3 and so on. So obviously already we calculated 1, 2, 3 and so on is nothing but what we'll get x power n by 1 plus x power n, right? Are you getting same or not? Here it is having 1, here it is having 2 and here it is having 3. So it means x power n by 1 plus x power n. And they clearly mentioned that x values should lies between 0 to 1. Now coming to first condition. So for calculating first condition, now un minus un plus 1 is equal. Un minus un plus 1 is equal. So un is nothing but what here? X power n by 1 plus x power n minus un plus 1 and m. X power n plus 1 by 1 plus x power n plus 1. Just in place of n we substituted n plus 1. Then you get this un plus 1. And now you can take LCM and simplify this one. So what about LCM? Here it is having 1 plus x power n 1 plus x power n into 1 plus x power n plus 1. So here it is, okay, minus 1 whole power n minus 1. By taking n, we never get it, minus we'll get first. So minus 1 whole power n minus 1. Okay. Substitute 2, right. So minus 1 whole power n minus 1. And now you can take LCM. Here it is having x power n into 1 plus x power n plus 1 minus 1 plus x power n into x power n plus 2. Just I took LCM here. I didn't do any new things here. And now you can simplify this one. For simplification, if you multiply that, x power n into 1 is nothing but x power n. And here it is having x power n plus 1 minus x power n plus 2 minus x power n plus 2 by, here it is having 1 plus x power n into 1 plus x power n plus 1. X power n plus 1. So it is equal. Simply what we can write, here it is having x power n plus x power n 2n plus 1 and minus x power n plus 2 minus x power 2n plus 2. So here it is x power 1 minute x power n into 1 plus x power n plus 1 minus x power n plus 1 number minus x power n plus 1 into 1 plus x power n. And then here it is, if you multiply that, here it is having x power n plus 1 and here also plus 1. And simply here it is, we get it as 2n plus 1 by total 1. So total is here it is having 1 plus x power n into 1 plus x power n plus 1. 1 plus x power n plus 1. And then un minus un plus 1 is equal. Un minus un plus 1 is equal. Here it is having x power 2n plus 1, x power 2n plus 1, both will cancel. What about remaining? X power n minus x power n plus 2 by 1 plus x power n into 1 plus x power n plus 1. And now you can x power n minus, here it is having, you can take x power n as common one. If you take that one as common, what will get? X power n, here we didn't take n plus 1, not. So this is n plus 1 and 1 minus x by 1 plus x power n into 1 plus x power n plus 1. Do you get this one greater than 0 or not? You can see that here it is having already they gave in the problem x value should lies between 0 and 1. It means you can take any value between 0 and 1 and substitute in place of x, and you can substitute n is equal to 1 or n is equal to like that. You will get surely greater than 0. You can take any value between 0 and 1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.22, 0.45, like that. You can take any value and you can substitute. So obviously you can get it as greater than 0. So simply what we got there, un minus un plus 1 is greater than 0. And then simply we can write this is nothing but un greater than un plus 1. And next we have to go through second condition, limit n tends to infinity un. So this is called limit n tends to infinity. Un is nothing but here it is having x power n by 1 plus x power n. X power n by 1 plus x power n. So this is nothing but limit n tends to infinity. This limit is applicable for the entire terms, right? So that is nothing but that is applicable for both the numerator and denominator. So limit n tends to infinity x power n by limit of a constant is constant. So limit n tends to infinity x power n. And here it is having. So we use the formula here it is for if the value of x is lies between 0 and 1. For 0 less than x less than 1, limit n tends to infinity x power n is equal to 0. Already you people applied in the mid exams also same, like as limit r less than 1, limit n tends to infinity r power n is equal to 0. So here it is obviously what we'll get, limit n tends to infinity un is equal, limit n tends to infinity un is equal, the numerator is 0 by 1 plus 0. So this is equal 0 by 1. So obviously 0. And simply what we can write, by Leibniz's test, by Leibniz's test, the given alternating series is convergent. Summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 un converges. So this is. So here it is, test for convergence of the following series. So here it is having first one, 1 by 6 minus 2 by 11 plus 3 by 16 minus 4 by 21 plus 5 by 26 minus and so on. And second one, 5 by 2 minus 7 by 4 plus 9 by 6 minus 11 by 8 plus and so on. And third one, summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 by n by 2n minus 1. 2n minus 1. Okay. So these are the problems. We'll see that. With that, Leibniz's test will close. Here it is having. First question. So what we'll get, all these series are alternating series. We already know that. So here it is. First problem. First one, what we'll get, nth term here it is having summation n is equal. So 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 un is equal. Summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1. In the numerator, what we'll get? See here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means simply we'll get it as n by. And if you see the denominator, if you see the denominator, what are the terms we have? 6, 11, 16, 21, 26. So obviously difference is same. So A is equal to 6 and D is equal to 5. So A plus n minus 1 into D. So 6 plus n minus 1 into 5. So if you solve this, so what we'll get? 6 plus 5n minus 5. So it means simply what we are getting? 5n plus 1. 6 minus 5 is nothing but 1. So this is un. So where un is equal, where un is equal n by 5n plus 1. N by 5n plus 1. And what will get n plus 1, un plus 1? Here it is having n plus 1 by 5n plus, here it is 5 plus 1, 6. Since obviously we can say that this is less than 1, and we can write, since n by 5n plus 1 is greater than n plus 1 by 5n plus 6. Take any value and substitute if you want. You can take any value and then you can substitute. And clearly we can write un greater than un plus 1. Okay. And now coming to second one. Limit n tends to infinity. Un is equal. Limit n tends to infinity. Un is nothing but here it is having n by 5n plus 1. N by 5n plus 1. So here it is. Can you substitute directly in place of n as infinity in that? Can you substitute in place of n as infinity directly in that? No. Why? Because if you substitute infinity, what we'll get? Infinity by infinitum, indeterminate form. So for that, you have to simplify this one. So limit n tends to infinity, n by, take n as common one in that. If you take n as common one, simply what we'll get? 5 plus 1 by n. So here it is, n and both will cancel. So if you substitute infinity in place of n, what we'll get? 5 plus 1 by infinity. So anything by infinity is 0, and simply what we'll get? 1 by 5. So 1 by 5. Did you get 0? No. So it is not equal to 0. So for that, simply what we'll write? Hence the given series. Hence the given series is oscillatory. Why? Because the second condition of Leibniz's test failed. So the given series is oscillatory. Oscillatory. Second one, what will get the top? Summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 un is equal summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 un and m. So what about nth term? So there it is. If you observe that in the numerator, what we have 5, 7, 9, 11, and so on. So this is nothing but a is equal to 5 and the difference is 2. So that is nothing but simply we can write 2n plus 3, right? So 2n plus 3 by, and the denominator what we'll get there it is 2n, right? 2n. Why? Because if you substitute n equal to 1, 2, n is equal to 4, n is equal to 3, 6. Otherwise, you can solve same that one also in the same pattern 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Here a is equal to 2 and d is the difference 2. So 2 plus n minus 2n minus 2. 2 to both will cancel, 2n will get. So here it is un is equal to this one where un is equal 2n plus 3 by 2n. And next, what will get un plus 1? So un plus 1 is equal. So 2n plus 2, that is nothing but 2n plus 5 by and 2n plus 2. Obviously, these are greater than 0 and simply we can write clearly un greater than un plus 1 for all n. And then we have to apply Leibniz's test here. So limit n tends to infinity, un is equal limit n tends to infinity, same like as previous one. If you see that both the numerator as well as the denominator having n terms. So if you substitute directly in place of n as infinity, what will get? Infinity by infinitium. So for that, what we can take common in that? You can take, if you want, 2n as common 1. If you take 2n as common 1, so 1 plus 5 by 2n, and here also 2n into, here it is not 2n, 2n. So 2n, here it is, these two will cancel. And if you substitute in place of n as infinity, what will get? Anything by infinity is 0 and 1 plus 0 is nothing but 1. So this is obviously not equal to 0. So therefore, the given series is oscillatory. See here, same like this one. Third one also. First one, obviously, clearly n greater than n plus 1. If people know that, writing all those things. And next, here it is having limit n tends to infinity un. So limit n tends to infinity, un is nothing but here it is having n by 2n plus 1. So this is nothing but limit n tends to infinity. Directly we should not substitute in place of n as infinity. Why? Because it may get infinity by infinity. So indeterminate form. So for that we have to substitute like this. And then we'll get it as 1 by 2. So which is not equal to 0. So obviously that is oscillator. Okay. N by 2n minus 1. 2n minus 1 and 2 minus 1 by 1. Okay. So obviously this is 1 by 2 will get not equal to 0. Hence the given series is oscillatory. Okay. Same like this previous problem we solved. So you can solve this. So this is summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 x power n by n into n minus 1. N into n minus 1, not 1, 2. 2 and this is minus 1 whole power. Summation n is equal 2 to infinity minus 1 whole power n x power n by n into n minus 1. And here they mentioned the values of x lies between 0 to 1. So 0 less than x less than 1. Okay. So how to solve? Same like this, you can solve this one. Okay. What you solve this one? Same like this, you can solve that question also. Okay. So these are the problems on Leibniz's Bayesian and what is meant by conditionally convergent. We'll see those things. Okay. So here it is. Consider a series summation un, a series summation un. So we are taking series summation unum where un uns are positive or negative. Positive or negative. So ion అనేది positive అయ్యొచ్చు లేదా negative. So either it may be positive or it may be negative. Then we can see that what is meant by absolutely convergent and what is meant by conditionally convergent. So the definition of first one, absolute convergent. Absolute convergent. When we say that a series is absolutely convergent, absolute convergent. So here it is having the series summation un, the series summation un is said to be absolutely convergent, absolutely convergent if summation mod un is convergent. Summation mod un is convergent. Simple thing. So it means what we are saying, if it is they give alternating series, just by applying modulus, what we'll get, that alternating series converts into positive series, right? So after positive series, if it is convergent, then obviously we'll say that absolutely convergent. There is no divergence concept in this. Absolutely convergent is nothing but whenever summation modulus un is convergent, then we say that the given series is absolutely convergent. Okay, so this is the only condition you need to remember, that summation modulus un is convergent. So here it is, that is nothing but simplium, same, don't see any new way this is, see that note. So if summation un is a series of positive terms, suppose summation, the given series consisting of positive terms, the given series consisting of positive series, then what will happen, summation un is nothing but obviously summation modulus un. Is there any change in that? Suppose I give 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on. So this is I am saying as summation un. So what will happen, summation modulus un, obviously what will get same as it is or not? Is there any change in that? No. So that only we are saying here, if summation un is a series of positive terms, obviously summation un is equal summation modulus un. So therefore a series of positive terms, a series of positive terms, the concepts of convergence and absolute convergence are same. It means that if it is a positive series, and even if you apply modulus, you will get the same. If you are saying this is convergent, is nothing but obviously we can say that absolutely convergent also. No need to say again that one. It means if it is a alternating series, particularly we can say that this is absolute convergent, we can apply here. Okay, for positive series, no need to say that. Why? Because here it is, we said that un may be positive or negative. If it is a positive one, no need to say again particularly absolutely convergent. Okay, why? Because convergent and absolutely convergent both are same when it is if it is consisting of positive terms. If it is consisting of negative or alternative sign, then we have to convert into positive series, and then we have to say that if this one is convergent, then we'll say that that series is absolutely convergent. Okay, next, if summation un is absolutely convergent, second nodum, second one, if summation un converges absolutely, summation un converges absolutely, then summation un converges. If we are saying that series is absolutely convergent, obviously that series is convergentum. Okay, so this is a very important, we can use this in problems. If summation un is converges absolutely, then obviously we can say that the summation un is also converges, but converse need not be true. Converse need not be true. Need not be true. It means what? Oppositum. So once if a series is convergent, we should not say that that is absolutely convergent. Okay. So positive series, okay, forget about that. So here positive series we said okay, leave it. If it is a alternating series or if it is a negative series, in that case, if it is absolutely convergent, that is, then it is obviously convergent. But if summation un is convergent, summation un need not be absolutely convergent, not necessary. Okay, so contradiction is not possible. So let us see one example. Suppose or same line in single notation, how we'll write, if summation un converges, summation modulus un may not be converged, may not be converged. Okay, so absolute, if it is absolute convergent, obviously that is convergent, but even if it is a convergent, that may not be absolutely convergent. Okay, summation modulus n is nothing but absolutely or modulus, in other words we can say that. So modulus only we are saying now here. So for converting negative into positive, we are using modulus. So that's why we call this is modulus convergent or absolute convergent. Let us see one example for this. Let us see that. Suppose I am taking, here it is having for saying convergence. Consider the series summation un is equal summation minus 1 whole power n minus 1 1 by nm. So this one I chosen. Okay, so this is the one I chosen. So now this is alternating series. If it is an alternating series, first you can use Leibniz's test. Un obviously un is greater than un plus 1, there is no doubt. And next, if you find limit n tends to infinity un, limit n tends to infinity un, then we can say that limit n tends to infinity 1 by n is equal to 0. So simply what we are saying, by Leibniz's test, the series is convergent, right? This series is convergent. Okay, this series is convergent, we are saying. So now I am taking converse, that is nothing but, suppose I am taking summation modulus un. Summation modulus un is nothing but, what will happen this one, this become positive, right? 1 by nm. Summation 1 by n, is this convergent or divergent? Summation modulus un is divergent. Why? Summation modulus un is divergent. Why? Because here it is having what? Summation 1 by nm. So by p test, by p test with p is equal to how much? 1. So is this in the form of 1 by n power p or not? Summation 1 by n power p is not. P in place of p is 1. So that is. Okay. That's why. So here you need to remember all the tests what you learned in positive series. Which one is applicable? That one you need to apply. Here I applied p test. See, is this example for this one or not? This statement. So what we said, even if it is a summation un converges, but this may not be convergent. Here it is the given series is convergent, but summation modulus un is what happens? Divergent. Okay, not convergent. So this is the example for converse. Next definition, conditionally convergent. So conditionally convergence is nothing but, don't say new way. So what we discussed that example, that one only, conditionally convergence. Conditionally convergence. Conditionally convergence. So what is meant by that? If summation un converges, if summation un converges and summation modulus un diverges, summation un converges and summation modulus un diverges, then summation un is conditionally convergent. Conditionally convergent. Conditionally convergent, or in another names we'll say that non-absolutely convergent or non-absolutely convergent or semi-convergent or semi-convergent. Did you get idea now? So just now what we saw the example, see here. So is this conditionally convergent or not? See here, summation un convergent and summation modulus un is divergent. So simply what we can say that the given series is an conditionally convergent. Conditionally convergent is nothing but you need to check two conditions. What are those two conditions? First, you need to apply Leibniz's test, and by Leibniz's test the series must be convergent. And next, you need to convert into positive series, whatever they give the series. After converting the positive series, you need to apply suitable test which is applicable to that. So suitable test, that may be comparison or ratio test or integral test, n through test. Which one is suitable for that? The test we need to apply. And after applying that, if it is a divergent, then we'll say that that is conditionally convergent. Absolutely convergent is nothing but just summation modulus un is convergent. Obviously that is absolutely convergent. But for saying conditionally convergent is nothing but two conditions has to satisfy. What are those? One is summation un is convergent and summation modulus un is divergent. So these two conditions satisfies, then we'll say that that is conditionally convergent. Okay. This is about absolutely convergent and conditionally convergent. So let us see the problems on that. First one. Examine the following series for convergence. Examine the following series for convergence. For convergence. So first one, 1 plus 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 3 square minus 1 by 4 square plus 1 by 5 square plus 1 by 6 square minus 1 by 7 square minus 1 by 8 square plus and so on infinity. So this is the given series. So some of the cases they may ask that one, test the given series is absolutely convergent or conditionally convergent, or like this, examine the following series for convergence. We need to say that whether it is absolutely convergent or conditionally convergent. Okay. So the given series is an alternating series, right? So 2 plus 2 minus 2 plus 2 minus. So alternating series. So first we need to write summation modulus unm. Why? Because for saying absolutely convergent, right? So here it is. Summation modulus un is equal. So modulus un is nothing but this all terms become what? Positive or negative. So if you are applying modulus, what will get? Positive, right? So all the negative terms also it changes to positive terms. 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 4 square plus 1 by 5 square plus 1 by 6 square plus 1 by 7 square plus and so on. Okay, now the series converted into positive series. So which is equal. So simply what we can write? So simply what we can write here, it is having summation. Here it is having 1 by n power n, right? 1 by n power n, right? So here it is having 1, sorry, n square. So here it is, if you observe that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on, that is nothing but nm. And here power it is having square m. So summation 1 by n square. So what we can say that whether it is convergent or divergent, summation modulus un is convergent by which test? By p test or auxiliary series. P test with p is equal. What about p here? P is equal so here P is equal to 2, which is greater than 1. So what about the auxiliary series or P test? If the series is in the form of summation 1 by n power P, then that series is convergent if P greater than 1 and divergent P less than or equal to 1. So here it is having P is equal to 2, which is greater than 1. So obviously we can say that summation modulus un is convergent. Summation modulus un is convergent. So therefore simply we can write the given series is absolutely convergent. The given series is absolutely convergent. Absolutely convergent, but here it is they didn't ask absolutely or conditionally, they asked about convergence sum. So for that we write it as we know that what we know that every absolute convergent every absolutely convergent series is convergent. What we said the note is convergent. Hence, the given series is convergent. Hence, the given series is convergent. The given series is convergent. This is the one. So here it is having 1 by two cube minus 1 by 3 cube into 1 plus 2 plus 1 by 4 cube into 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 1 by 5 cube into 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on, plus and so on infinity. So this is the given series. Now let us see that. Let us see the solution for this. First we need to find un, right? So here it is having the given series is an alternating series, and now un is equal a summation minus 1 whole power n minus 1 un is equal. So summation minus 1 whole power n minus 1. Here it is having, if you observe that, what we are getting, see here. So 1 plus 2 plus some. So 1 plus 2 plus 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. It means simply up to n is nothing but what we'll get here. It is having 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus and so on plus up to what we'll get n by. Here it is, if you observe that, what we have here, it is having 2, 3, 4, 5. So it means simply what we'll get 2, 3, 4, 5. So here it is, a is equal to 2 and the difference is 1. So that is nothing but 2 plus n minus 1. So that is n plus 1. So here it is, we'll get it as n plus 1. And a whole cubum. Cube is a common for each and every term. So this is n plus 1 whole cube. So also is equal. So simply how can you write this one? Minus 1 whole power n minus 1. Minus 1 whole power n minus 1. Here it is having. So 1 plus 2 plus 3. First sum of natural number sum. What is the formula for this? N into n plus 1 by 2. Right? N into n plus 1 by 2 into by 2 into n plus 1 whole cube. So this is, here it is 1n plus 1 and 1n plus 1 cancel them. What about remaining? Here it is summation minus 1 whole power n minus 1 n by 2 into n plus 1 whole square. N plus 1 whole square. Now where un is equal, where un is equal, here it is having what we have the remaining one, n by 2 into n plus 1 whole square. Okay, n by 2 into n plus 1 whole square. And now here it is having, so first we are going to apply Leibniz's test. For that, un plus 1 is equal, simply what we can write here, it is having n plus 1 by 2 into n plus 1 plus 1, that is nothing but n plus 2 whole square. And now un minus un plus 1 is equal, so it is equal n by 2 into n plus 1 whole square minus n plus 1 by 2 into n plus 2 whole square. N plus 2 whole square. So it is equal. If you see that here it is having 2 is the common one in both the terms. And if you take LCM, here it is having what we'll get n plus 1 whole square into n plus 2 whole square. And here it is having n into n plus 2 whole square minus n plus 1 whole cube. And then, so now you can simplify this one. Here it is having, so it is equal 1 by 2 into, if we simplify this one, what we'll get? N into, this is nothing but n square plus 4 plus 2n, not 2n, 4n, a plus b whole square. And next this is a plus b whole cube. A cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square by, and the denominator as it is. Here it is having n plus 1 whole square into n plus 2 whole square. And then, so it is equal 1 by 2 into. So if you simplify this one, n cube plus 4n plus, this is nothing but 4n square minus n cube minus 1 a cube plus b cube plus 3ab square 3n. So here it is minus 3n square minus 3n by n plus 1 whole square into n plus 2 whole square. And now, so it is equal 1 by 2 into. So here it is having n cube both will cancel. 4n square minus 3n square is nothing but n square, and 4n minus 3n is nothing but n and minus 1. So this is by n plus 2 whole square into n plus 1 whole square. This is the one we got it. And here it is having, if you substitute any value, here it is, you'll get it as obviously greater than 0. And simply we can write un minus un plus 1 is greater than 0. That is nothing but simply what we can write, un greater than un plus 1. So first condition completed. Next, second condition, limit n tends to infinity, un is equal, limit n tends to infinity. So un is nothing but here it is having n by 2 into n plus 1 whole square. So this is equal, limit n tends to infinity. Directly we should not substitute. If we substitute directly, we are getting as infinity by infinity. That is indeterminate form. So you can take n as con 1, then we'll get it as this is the one. And here it is 1n and 1n both will cancel. And now what we get, limit n tends to infinity, 1 by, this is nothing but 2n into 1 plus 1 by n whole square. So this is equal, if we substitute infinity now, what we'll get, 1 by infinity 0 by Leibniz's test, by Leibniz's test, summation un, by Leibniz's test, summation un is convergent. Okay, so summation un convergent. Now we need to check the second one. What about second one? Summation modulus un is equal. Summation modulus un is equal. What about that? 1 by 2 into n by n plus 1 whole square. 1 by 2 into n by n plus 1 whole square. So this is equal 1 by 2 into. So here it is, you can take n, and here also you can take n as con 1, n square into 1 plus 1 by n whole square. So here it is 1n both will cancel. And then what about remaining? 1 by 2n into 1 plus 1 by n whole square. So this is now completely positive series, and we need to apply positive test. Okay, so positive series test is nothing but which one is applicable for this. So is this p-test applicable? No. And geometric series? No. The next comparison test, when we can apply, if Vn term is available. So here it is, Vn term available or not. So here simply what we can write, summation Vn is equal, summation 1 by n, we can take that, right? And now immediately we have to find the condition. What is that condition? Limit n tends to infinity, modulus un by Vnm. So modulus un is nothing but here it is having limit n tends to infinity, 1 by 2n into 1 plus 1 by n whole square, whole thing, by 1 by n. This is Vn. So here it is n, and n both will cancel. So this is equal 1 by 2 into, if we substitute in place of n as infinity, 1 by infinity whole square. So this is equal 1 by 2m. So 1 by 2, obviously we got it as not equal to 0. And next, immediately what we have to write, summation Vn is divergent, right? Summation Vn is divergent by P series or P test with P is equal, what about P there? With P is equal 1. Therefore, by comparison test, simply what we can write, summation mod un is also divergent. So is also divergent. Now what we can say that the entire series now, if you observe that here it is having the series is convergent and summation modulus un is divergent. So therefore, simply what we can write, the given series is conditionally convergent. The given series is conditionally convergent. Conditionally convergent. This is very important model. This is. And you may get doubt here. So why, sir, here it is having, if you see that previous problem directly we calculated summation modulus un here, and then we said this is absolutely convergent, and then we said that that is obviously convergent. But here it is first you check the Leibniz's test and then you went for that. Why, sir? In the sense, we can apply for this problem also. First, you can apply Leibniz's and then you can go for that. Or you can do that. First, better you can go for summation modulus Un. So if you are getting summation modulus Un is divergent, is nothing but obviously you have to say that this Leibniz's test also you need to calculate. Okay. Suppose obviously you can get directly summation modulus Un is convergent, and you can write this statement: every absolute convergent series is convergent, hence the given series is convergent. Like that we can write. Okay. Next question. Test whether the following series are absolutely convergent or not. Absolutely convergent or not. This is the first question. So here it is, they give summation n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 by 2n minus 1. 2n minus 1. So this is the question. Obviously, the given series is an alternating series. And next, here it is. First, you can write summation. This is in the form of minus 1 whole power n minus 1. Un is equal summation n is equal 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 by 2n minus 1, where Un is equal 1 by 2n minus 1, and next to Un plus 1 is equal, so 1 by 2 into 2n plus 2 minus 1. So this is equal 1 by 2n plus 1. And now if you find Un minus Un plus 1, so that is nothing but Un minus Un plus 1 is equal. Here it is, Un is nothing but 2n minus 1 and minus 1 by 2n plus 1. And if you take LCM, here it is having 2n minus 1 into 2n plus 1. And one time this is 2n plus 1 and minus of 2n minus 1. So this is equal. Simply we can write 2n plus 1 and minus 2n plus 1 by. So this is in the form of a minus b into a plus b, 4n square minus 1. Here it is, these two cancel. So this is equal 2 by 4n square minus 1. Here it is n square. So obviously this is positive. Un minus Un plus 1 is greater than 0. That is nothing but Un greater than Un plus 1. Next, limit n tends to infinity. Limit n tends to infinity, Un is equal. Limit n tends to infinity, 1 by 2n minus 1. So this is equal, if you substitute in place of n as infinity, then what will get 2 into infinity minus 1. So anything multiplication, that is nothing but obviously infinity, this is 0. So simply two conditions satisfies. So for that, simply what we can write, by Leibniz's test, the given series is convergent. So Leibniz's, as per Leibniz's, this is convergent. Now what we have to take, we need to take it as modulus sum, right? Summation modulus Un is equal. Summation modulus n is equal summation modulus n is nothing but what we'll get 1 by 2n minus 1. So this is equal simply what we can write. This is converted into positive series. So here it is. This is not in p-test and geometric test also not possible. And comparison test I am checking that. So 2 minus 1 by n. So now what we can take? So take summation bn is equal. Simply we can take it as this is summation 1 by nm. So obviously what we can write? We have to check the condition limit n tends to infinity mod un by vn is equal limit n tends to infinity mod un is nothing but here it is having 1 by n into 2 minus 1 by n whole thing by 1 by n. So this n and this one cancel and remaining limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2 minus 1 by n. And if you substitute infinity in place of n, we'll get it as 1 by 2 minus 0, 1 by 2 and not equal to 0. Now coming to Bn. So summation Bn is divergent or convergent? Divergent by p-test. By p-test with p is equal 1. With p is equal 1. Since here it is having n power 1m. And therefore, by comparison test, summation mod un is also convergent. Summation mod un is also convergent. Not convergent. So there it is divergent summation vn. So this is also obviously divergent, right? So this is divergent. If you see that here it is having summation un is convergent here and summation modulus un is divergent. Simply what we'll write? The given series is conditionally convergent, or in other words not absolutely convergent, conditionally convergent. Okay, so if it is alternating series they mentioned, you can go through this. Okay, so here it is having, if you see this problem here, first we wrote it as summation modulus un, right? So if you want you can write first Leibniz's test you can apply and then summation modulus un you can calculate. Okay, so for easiest one we wrote here statement. Without writing that statement, first you can use Leibniz's test and then you can apply summation modulus un. Nothing will wrong. Okay. Summation n is equal 2 to infinity minus 1 whole power n by n into log n whole square. N into log n whole square. This is the one. Now coming to the solution, here it is. So here it is first summation minus 1 whole power n un is equal summation minus 1 whole power n 1 by n into log n whole square. N into log n whole square, where un is equal 1 by log n, so n into log n whole square, and next un plus 1 is equal 1 by n plus 1 into log n plus 1 whole square. Log n plus 1 whole square. And next, there it is a minus 1 whole power nm. So it's not a mandatory to write minus 1 whole power n minus 1 all the time. Okay. So is this alternating series or not? Right? So that is only the important minus 1 whole power n, or in some of the cases minus 1 whole power n plus 1. So here it is. So any one of that it may exist. In the question itself, they give minus 1 whole power n, right? So any one of that. Obviously, this is alternating series. So simply what we can write clearly. So n into log n whole square is less than n plus 1 into log n plus 1 whole square. If you want, you can take any value and you can substitute in place of n as from 2 onwards. And then, so take reciprocal that one. So n into log n whole square is greater than 1 by n plus 1 into log n plus 1 whole square. This is nothing but un greater than un plus 1 for n greater than or equal to 2. This is first condition. And next, the second condition is nothing but here it is having limit n tends to infinity un. So this is equal limit n tends to infinity. Un is nothing but what we got it here 1 by n into log n whole square. So this is obviously what we'll get. Simply we'll get it as 0. So 1 by infinity into infinity. So simply we write by Leibniz's test. By Leibniz's test, summation minus 1 whole power n un converges, is convergent. So this is, and now we need to go for modulus. Summation modulus un is equal summation 1 by n into log n whole square. P-test is not available, as well as you never get this comparison test also. Okay, so if it is log terms, obviously you need to go for integral test. So integral test, what is that integral test? First you need to take it as f of x, right? Let f of x is equal 1 by x into log x whole square. Log x whole square. So then summation f of n is equal summation 1 by n into log n whole square. And next, immediately what we need to calculate. So this is an increasing function. Okay, so f of x is greater than 0 and decreasing 1. So it consisting of positive terms and decreasing function in the interval from where to where, 2 to infinitum. And now we have to take that capital F of t, we have to calculate. So capital F of t is nothing but integral 2 to t f of x dx. F of x dx. So this is equal integral 2 to t f of x and 1 by x into log x whole square dx. Log x whole square dx, which is equal, what we'll get, integral 2 to infinity, and can you write this one as 1 by x into, and take this one into numerator, log x whole power minus 2 dx. Is this in the form of formula notation or not? See here, integral f dash of x, f of x whole power n dx sum. This is nothing but what we can write, f of x whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Or simply you can apply for, put log x is equal to t and then calculate. Not the infinity here, t here. Sorry. T. So this is equal integral 2 to t. So same like that in the form of 1 by x log x whole power minus 2 dx sum. Here n is nothing but minus 2 and f of x is nothing but log x1. So log x whole power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. And between the limits here it is having 2 to tm, 2 to t. And then simply what we'll get here it is having, so this is equal, simply we'll get it as minus log x whole power minus 1 between the limits 2 to tm. So this is equal, if we substitute the limits in that, minus 1 by log t plus 1 by log 2. This is f of tm. Now we need to find limit t tends to infinity, capital F of t is equal. So that is nothing but simply you may substitute in place of t as infinity, minus 1 by log infinity plus log 2. 1 by log 2. So this is obviously infinity. Anything by infinity is 0, which is equal 1 by log 2. So limit t tends to infinity, f of t is equal 1 by log 2. So this is nothing but simply what we'll get. Is this a finite one or infinite one? So if you see that 1 by log 2, 1 by 0.3010, and you get finite value. So simply we write, if it is finite one, then it converges to if it is finite, then simply say that that is converges. So therefore, obviously this total one is convergent. And if you see that here it is, so here we got it as convergent, and here also we got it as convergent. So therefore simply we'll say that the given series is absolutely convergent. Absolutely convergent. Okay, this is all. So